Hey, how's everybody doing? This is Silver Fox Forex, and I'm back. I changed the name of the channel, excuse me, as my wife will be joining me. So now it's going to be called Mr. and Mrs. Silver Fox Forex. So congratulations on that move. We're not going to make a whole new channel or nothing like that. I'm just going to use my channel. This is my wife, my queen. She has the right to be on anything that I own and that I have, vice versa. So we're going to get into today's lesson, how to spot a pullback. How to spot a pullback. There are so many different ways to do it. So many people teach so many different techniques. And honestly, you have to find what works for you. As I always tell you guys, my mentor is Forex Nelson on YouTube. He's a great mentor. He's helped many traders be successful. Excuse me. So yeah, how to trade a pullback. So the technique that I was taught on how to trade a pullback looks kind of like what you guys are looking at on the screen right now. This is the pip trigger system, which I added a few things to, but it's still the same. These indicators help me understand and help me to see when a pullback is happening. And you have to know your candles as well. You have to know them good enough to know how far the pullback's going to go. You have to have certain knowledge, to know when to take certain moves. So I love the pound USD. I pretty much know this thing like the back of my hand. I know it's going to make a move during the London session. I know it's going to make a move also in the New York session. But you want to spot things for a pullback. So I use his pip trigger system to spot pullbacks. So this right here would be a great way to trade or trade in a gold line. Have to be careful about this candle here. But as you can see, it went up. It exhausted itself about here. And if you look across, we have a double top, which you cannot see any of this yet. Any of this, you can't see any of this. You're only stuck on this candle right here as it's starting to turn red. Now, you have to use whatever indicators, whatever knowledge you have to determine whether, okay, it's going to do a pullback. I see it. So we're still blue above the waterline. But now look, excuse me, as things are starting to change. We're still blue above the waterline. That's fine. But the stochastic is starting to go down. We're starting to get red here all the way down. And if you look at this candle here, look at this, everything is starting to turn red. And what happens on the next candle? Bam, everything is red and going down. Even though we're still above the waterline, everything is starting to go down. And that's fine. So I'm going to show you about being above the waterline. As this is coming down, everything is lining up. It's doing a pullback. Now you have to determine whether it's going to be a pullback to the first moving average or to the goal line. You want to get the goal line. The goal line is the goal, the 50 moving MA. But a lot of times it doesn't go that far, and it will stop right here. And this is where you have to determine, okay, it did a pullback to here and it's getting ready to go back up. See, that's the one thing about being above the waterline. It is still in a upward momentum. See, if it was going down, or it would have continued down and broken through this and did a reversal, this will be going all the way down and we'll be going underneath the AO right here. This would be going underneath the waterline. But it's not. We're still above. Look at this. This 20 moving average here, color changing line, is above the 50. And the trend is still going up. It did a slight pullback here. This is where you would determine to get into the trade. If you're going to get into the trade or not. You're trying to catch that pullback. Look at this. The moving average is turning blue here. You're getting blue candles here, and it's not completely blue, but if you're a good enough trader and you can decipher this, you know you're going to get in between here and here somewhere. Between these two candles here, you're going to get in. And the preferred method is closest to the moving average. So if I see this stalling out here and it goes blue, the fractal may not have shown up by that time. But if it does, then okay, I'm seeing everything is still above. My meter's telling me, hey, you know, the pound is strong. The USD is weaker over here. And that's letting me know, hey, look, this thing is still going to go up. So I may have missed this move here, because it's getting towards the middle of the, just like 10 or something like that up in here. This is 11, so it's getting right. It's in between that motion there, between 8 and 10. Cool. I missed that move. I don't want to try to catch it coming down, which I can, but that's not what I want. I want to wait for the pullback. So once I see hesitation here, because it will be hesitation, you will see it. You have to look at your indicator and see, okay, you know, everything's still red, but you know, there's hesitation. This line is starting to turn blue now. When this candle closes above or on the moving average and it's turning blue, this line is blue, everything is starting to turn blue and line up at the bottom here, that's your indication between here and here to get in on that pullback. Me, I would have been more aggressive and got in down here somewhere, but more conservative for some people is over here, depending. It can be too late. But this is good right here, between here and here. 25 pips. 25 pips, and you're trading $100 a pip. That's about $2,500. I place 4 trades at a time. So you do the math at what I would have made. If I would have let it run here, 39 pips. That's $3,900, depending on if you entered your trade just right, things like that. I'm happy with 25 pips because I do more than one trade. I place about 4 of the same trades at the same time, so I can capitalize on that one move. That's how you trade the pullback. But you have to know what you're looking for. You have to get in right when you're seeing that support right there, and it's not going no further. You have to be the boss and understand with all your training and education, hey, it's not going any further. I'm getting hesitation. This is starting to change. Everything here is going from red to blue, and we're still above the waterline on the AO, the awesome oscillator. Nelson teaches you this. It made the pullback to the first moving average, and bam, I would have seen this and got in. I guarantee you I probably would have got in down here. That's just how aggressive I am. Right there would have been 32 pips on 4 trades. I would have been done for the day. I'm not greedy. That's a nice little hit right there. That's a nice little lick. So when you're doing and you're looking for pullbacks, you have to know what the pullback is, and it needs to be clear, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot stress that enough. Your pullbacks have to be clear. You can even get in here and make some money, you know what I'm saying, on a pullback, but you have to see if everything is clear. See, look, we're below the waterline here. See that? We're below the waterline. Look at all this right here. It made an initial move down. Cool. We missed that. We wait for the pullback, and look, it only made it to the first moving average. Me, this is conservative because everything is red. I would have been back here, though, a little more aggressive where everything, some stuff is still blue. So between here and here's where I would have got in there. Took it down there, 38 pips. I'm cool with that, getting out. Bam, a little bit more of a pullback. It got as close to the first moving average and never went back to the gold just yet. Bam, here to here. 15 pips. That's $1,500 if you're trading a $100 lot size, or depending on what you're trading. $1,500 4 times. I think that's good. Nobody's paying you that in a day, let alone a week, unless you're running somebody's multi-billion-dollar CEO company, and half those guys don't even get that. So when you're making $1 million a year for running your own Forex company, because it's just you against the market, no employees, the sky is the limit. Excuse me. Wait for those pullbacks. You might get a big move like this. Okay, cool. You're getting all this. You can trade this. It's a little bit more choppy than what I would like to see. But what I'm looking for is, okay, It's coming to that moving average. I'm getting that support right there. It's not going no further. The fractal showed up. We're still red, but now look though, it's going from red to blue. But you have to decide between here and here what it's going to do. You have to make sure that everything is clear. Now you have to read this a little bit better because the stochastic is still down. It doesn't take off until over here. And you can get in. Those some pretty good pips over here. I'm more of an aggressive trader. I would have got in here, but more conservative for you guys would have been between here and here. In between there and there, 17 pips. If you're able to trade $100 a pip, it's $1,700. Now I advise you don't go throwing your real money in there. You know, for beginning traders, as always, find you a good mentor, somebody that can, you can hunker down with, and the education is clear and it's not dragged out. Like I say, with Nelson, I got all my stuff in one day, and it was up to me to do the homework to see, okay, am I really going to immerse myself in this and really do it? So my wife is coming on board. She has to do the same thing because she knows it, but she hasn't studied like I have. I would get off work and spend, an hour or more doing 2-3 videos going over them. I get up and do the same thing after trading, you know what I'm saying? So, it's crazy because it can be done. It can be done. So when you're trading a pullback, make sure it's clear. You can make money on a pullback depending on what you're trading. Even this short one right here, you would have missed a move. Okay, cool. Pullback. You could have rode it to there and got out. That's 4 pips. That's $400. If I did that 4 times, you do the math. Hey, that could have been good enough for me. It could have been early in the morning and I was tired. So you have to decipher and make sure your education is good so that when you're doing these trades, you can see things clearly. That's why I use all these indicators, because I know how to use them. Once you see the picture, you can put the puzzle together. Everything is easy. Everything lines up. The hard part is dedication, and if you're going to stick with what you're doing. Are you going to study every day? Are you going to be disciplined enough to not let your emotions get involved in this stuff? That's up to you. Trading is easy. It's the other stuff that's hard. Can you be that disciplined trader? Can you? That's the hard part. Can you study? Can you make sure you're back testing? Can you make sure that you're going over charts, things like that, however you want to be a day trader or a scalper, whatever it may be. That's the hard part. That's the part you have to war with yourself with to see if you're capable of doing it. All this other stuff, reading the charts, that's just easy. Because once you see a pattern, everything will line up. Oh yeah, I see what he's talking about now. Red, 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 everything lines up. I can take the trading. Blue, 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 everything's going up, whatever the case may be. So that's the easy part. The hard part is, can you be disciplined and follow the rules and follow the education and follow the training? If you can, then dig into it and make sure that you have the right mentor and the right trading community that you're with to push you that far. If you don't, then you need to find the right people. It doesn't cost a whole lot to trade. You can learn a lot of this stuff for free on babypips.com. Daily Forex Academy has a free academy, and that's all cool, but free is free. You need to get with somebody who knows the do's and the don'ts. See, a lot of these institutions will not tell you that. They'll train you to teach you to trade how they want you to trade because it's their platform, it's their community, it's their structure. So when you go trading and you trade on their platform, oh yeah, we know this rhythm right here. We know who this person is. Let's take their money. And that's how a lot of places do. So that's why it's best for you to get with a mentor who knows all the tips and tricks to get around that stuff. So like I say, trading is easy. The education, immersing yourself in it, becoming disciplined, back testing all this stuff, that's the hard part. And if you can do it, then hey, do it. This is a great vehicle to leave a legacy for your kids that nobody can take away from them or you. So hopefully soon, one day this week, I'm going to try tomorrow, if not this weekend, get my wife on here. We're going to go over a couple of charts and see if she can mark up the charts. She remembers how to do it. And we're going to get into these training videos. The goal is to be financial free, and this is one thing that it can make it happen. So as always, this is Silver Fox coming to you from our new channel, Mr. and Mrs. Silver Fox Forex. Take care and happy trading.